Okay, a long time ago, this was a trope that got people.
Then you can just drop dead.
I wonder why she's standing in the middle of the street so long.
Is a car going to come along?
Oh, no, Martin, you're wrong. A bus! Listen, if you can't see a big-ass bus coming your way, you deserve to die.
You would hear it, if nothing else, if you didn't look at it.
Like that bus jumped out from behind a bush or something.
Right. And the bus didn't step on his brakes at all?
No, kept on going. Everyone, tickets are finally on sale for the Double Toasty 11th year anniversary party, July 18th through the 20th. Join us for a full weekend full of live music, comedy, a movie screening, parties, and much, much more. Get your tickets by going to Double Toasted 11th year anniversary party. You can put in that Eventbrite if you want to be more specific, or click that QR code right there to take you exactly where you need to be. Let's go ahead and get into what we came here to do today. And that is, I'm trying to do these more frequently whenever we have time, because I enjoy doing these and they do well for us. And that is a retro review. Got a nice retro review for you. You know, we have, what is the 6th Final Destination movie coming out?
Bloodlines.
Bloodlines, that's what it's called?
Yeah, Final Destination Bloodlines.
And it just occurred to me that I had never, ever seen what some people consider to be a classic now, which is Final Destination 1.
I got this feeling. It's a weird feeling. The plane, it's gonna blow up, it's gonna blow up.
It blew up. What do you know?
I don't know about the rest of you, but that is not real.
It's not real. But that explosion is. Yeah, so this is about a high school student about to graduate. His name is Alex. He's about to take a celebratory class trip to France when he has a vision of the plane crashing. And he says, yeah, I'm off this bitch. He just gets up off, before anybody. Of course, because people are trying to stop him, some people associated with him, they get kicked off the plane also. And what is an annoyance for others turns out to be horribly true. So those who were lucky enough to leave the plane with him, turns out they're not so lucky because they cheated death.
Yeah. You were supposed to die.
Exactly. And Death says, you goddamn right, I'm going to get mine.
I got your number.
Yeah. I'm going to let y'all chill for a little bit, but but I'm going to come back.
It's going to be worse this time.
Yeah, it's going to be much worse because you know what? Next time I come back, I'm going to be playing some games with y'all. I'm going to play Home Alone with y'all. You're going to have some fun. Y'all should have went down that plane. Now I'm going to take my sweet ass time.
Just got a credit card from Acme. I'm going to order a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah, I'm about to Wile E. Coyote your ass. Which means Death in the end would die himself. But y'all get what we're saying. Yeah, man, Death has come to collect. He's going to have a little fun doing it. So the original was so popular that it spawned 4 other sequels. Now we're about to get to the 6th one. And the movies have grossed over 600 million worldwide altogether. So that's not so bad for a series that started out pretty much critically panned when it came out. But the movie itself, first one, still wildly popular. I don't even think you can say it's a cult classic. It's a classic. It's wildly popular with audiences out there. This one came out in 2000. This is the 25th anniversary of the first one right now. So yeah, it was March of 2000 when it came out.
And it's got a big director behind it.
Yeah, Wong.
Yeah, James Wong.
Yeah. And so being that I had never seen this before, I thought, yeah, this would be great to sit back, watch for the first time for myself, because I've only seen 2 of these movies and I liked them.
Yeah.
None of them I was crazy about, but I enjoyed them. I think it's a good idea, but also to see which side I would fall on. The critics weren't too crazy about it. Seems like they still aren't, but the fans love it. So why am I going to fall on this? And I'd love to hear what these guys have to say too. So we're just going to have a discussion about this today /review, retro review, if you will. And, I'll start the conversation and you guys, kick in with whatever you got at some point. But I do love the way they set up everything because they let you know in the beginning, Death don't give a about anybody or anything. Man, the movie opens up with death. And it's not even the main characters that we see getting it. They set up, let you know who's going to get it. Who's going to get it the worst? A baby and a handicapped man. Oh, that baby need to go anyway. That's it. I'm doing y'all a favor.
That's a good sign. Younger the better. Be a fucked up god to take down this plane. A really fucked up god.
God said, I'm fucked up. I'm taking this.
I mean, I gave him cerebral palsy to begin with, so.
So I'm doing him a favor. No, I think the concept is great with this. It's a slasher movie without a physical slasher in it.
Yeah, the killer is everything and anything around you.
Actually, no, that is not true. There is actually a physical slasher killer here. It's actually a Jewish cartoonist named Rube Goldberg. Look how evil he is.
Chomping on that cigar.
Oh my God, I'm gonna kill all you sons of bitches after I can do smoking a cigar.
I like to kill the children.
The reason why I brought up this is Rube Goldberg, y'all. Rube Goldberg, you probably heard the term. Rube Goldberg was known for doing very elaborate and overcomplicated cartoons about machines that were meant to do just very simple tasks.
Yeah. And I used to use them in animated cartoons all the time. Be playing that music.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You watch the ball go here and knock over dominoes and the cuckoo clock and it hits that.
Yeah, you see people do it on YouTube now all the time, setting up dominoes and other things. Like a Rube Goldberg machine is a very popular performing YouTube video for people. They make these crazy contraptions just to, shoot a basketball.
Yeah.
A lot of OK Go's music videos are Rube Goldberg machines. Really cool ones too.
Yeah. And the reason why we're bringing this up is because you could say that the Rube Goldberg machine is the killer here in a way because death sets up a lot of elaborate Home Alone
Death is
things.
a fan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'll say I'm a fan of Home Alone. Home Alone owes a lot to this man right here.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's great though, because though we can't see death in this, it still gave death a personality.
Mm-hmm.
Death is kind of like, an asshole, really. It's just this devilish trickster who likes to play with his prey in the most childish and cartoonish ass way.
The whole time just being windy.
Yeah, man. And I think that's good because, when this happens, let me see here. When this happens, it's a concept that deserves a lot of credit because it makes the kills less predictable.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're very creative and fun. It goes against our expectations. I think I might have an example of one of the kills right here. If you remember this movie, they get more elaborate as they go along. But in the middle of the movie, they had the teacher. I forgot her name. She was the chaperone for the kids going to France. And because she got off the plane, her ass had to go too. And she got it, this is a point of discussion. I would say she got it pretty bad, but I don't think she did. But the setup was pretty cool. She poured herself some vodka, that's right, and it leaked all over her computer.
Well, first she decided she was going to pour tea, but then she was like, no, I don't want to do tea. So she put ice in the glass that was hot, and that caused the glass to crack.
Yeah, that's it. No, you need something stronger. Now, ain't enough just to stab in the neck. Des said, "What's fun about that?"
Yeah, she's still standing.
Yeah, exactly. Let's have her. Let's have a little more fun. Let's have her go across the room and play with our expectations. Meanwhile, so you see what's happening here is you're trying to guess, is she going to bleed to death? Is she going to get stabbed? Is she going to get electrocuted? Is she going to burn to death? Is she going to blow up? That's the way it plays with our expectations. Usually when you have a slasher, they have a knife or some sort of...
It's usually pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's like they have a axe or something, and you know what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. You can stab somebody only so many ways. But here, there's multiple choices here. Choose one. Or many. like I said, I think it's also great business because, listen, you can always keep finding, as silly as it may get, you can always keep finding more creative ways to kill people in this franchise right here.
Yeah, that's what makes it fun. That anticipating, okay, is this going to be it? And then after you've seen a few of them, you're like, nah, it's not going to be this one. What's the next thing? And, when they get clever, they find something, you go like, I did not see that one coming.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think watching some of the other movies that they do get silly and you kind of laugh at them. But, there gets to a point where there's some deaths that are really messed up, man. There's like you talking about in this one, the one where the Todd, the character of Todd.
The shower?
Who's, the shower scene, who is Alex's best friend. It was rough watching him go. Some parts of it are silly because, and this will probably come up later when I talk about my complaints with the film, but this is a movie where everything's supposed to look accidental. Here, when he's about to die, the water follows him around. The water is the stalker. It's like the water. The water is actually stalking the guy. Damn. Timu Elmo looking at it. Man, he was so desperate. He actually looked for the rubber duck and these toys to help him out. Right. But that was it's always messed up to see somebody strangling. Yeah. It's always messed up to see somebody suffering and whatnot. So that was one that was kind of fun, kind of silly, but also, it's one of the ones that excruciating. Yeah. Somebody said, why didn't you just stand up? For one, his feet are slippery and he can't get any leverage the way he's being pulled up.
Yeah, it's pretty realistic the way that they show that. Like that could happen to you. I mean, it's crazy looking when the thing wraps around his neck. Yeah. But the whole soap thing, that's no,
that is. But those things, they're not that strong. No. They have to pull you to where you can't. No. Because otherwise you wouldn't be able to pull it out and string it along.
No, listen, these things are not known for.
It's a bit of a cheat.
By the way, that character of Todd is played by Chad Danella. It's funny, they had an ongoing thing. They got a couple of ongoing things in this movie. He keeps shitting in this movie, man.
Does he?
Yeah, there's a part where he's talking to, so his best friend is Alex, who's played by
Devin Sawa.
Who y'all have seen him lately. You probably don't even remember him being this young. He was in that movie Hard Eyes recently.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He's also, and he's famously in the Stan music video for Eminem.
Oh, that's right.
That was him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always think he was in Idle Hands also.
Yeah, Idle Hands.
Class.
He was also Hunter Dunbar.
Yes.
and the Fanatic.
Yeah, his most iconic role.
Oh, and he was also in Chucky, the series Chucky. But anyway, he goes up to him and says, "Hey man, let's go take a shit together." It's pretty like, what? And he's like, "Yeah, man, these couple of hot girls on the plane, and if you open up the door and they smell your shit, man, that's not gonna be good for you." Like, well, those girls gotta take a shit. But yeah, there's a couple of scenes they're in there taking the shit together and they spend time with elaborate camera shots for that. And then later on in the movie, it's like, all right, well, we got that shit shot out the way, and then later he's taking another shit right.
Oh boy.
So, I was like, man, how many shit scenes they had to cut out?
I didn't even think about that. That's so funny.
So, I do have a small criticism about these kills here. Mm-hmm. And one of them is, I think that, and it depends on what you're looking for. It could be a criticism for some people. For others, it might be fine. I can kind of see both arguments here. I'm just kind of making an argument just to do it. I'm just starting shit. So the actual kill, I think sometimes is tamer than the tease.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they show you some things and you're thinking, now, if you're like a person who, with your horror, you like it pretty hardcore with the gore, or with some of the kills in there. You want to see things getting, you want to see things get impaled in places where you normally don't see it. They kind of tease that here, like the nose hair clipper. Mm-hmm. Ooh, shit, that's gonna be painful. Death by nose hair clipper. That doesn't happen. He chokes to death. That's a rough scene to watch him choking, but that whole time I'm just kind of wincing, thinking about those clippers going up into his brain.
Yeah.
Now, it would have been a gnarly kill to do that, but they didn't, So when you compare the two, the choking is not that bad. Also, the kitchen scene with the teacher. when she's near the end of her whole Rube Goldberg setup, they set up something where I do think they should have carried it a little further. It might have been a little silly. I understand if you didn't want to, but here it is right here. Okay, so we got this towel on this, not a knife, but a knife set.
Right. A block of knives.
A block of knives, and she's obviously about to pull this down. And I'm thinking, oh shit, man. She's gonna be a pincushion after this. You know, she's gonna have knives all over her. And it's just like just one knife. I mean, I was thinking
the other ones with elsewhere in her, like some in her leg.
No, that's laying on her. Like no, no, it's just that one knife.
Okay.
Elizabeth, we're gonna do this elaborate ass setup, and we're gonna go, this length to get a payoff. One knife in the chest. That's not anything.
The wood block doesn't hit her in the head?
No.
That would have been awesome. But she also had her throat slit by the computer.
Yeah,
but she had
crazy.
a little bit of glass shatter going there. But I thought, man, at least a couple of knives, one in the throat, maybe one in the eye. I'm being sadistic here, man.
What's your problem?
It's a horror movie.
That's horrible enough in itself.
We gonna go through this. I need more. I'm crazy like
God.
that. Yeah.
Well, come back for the second one if you want more.
Yeah, I will. If you get the Coleman cut, pun intended. But I can also see the argument of it could be, no pun intended here. It could be overkill if you do that. It could sometimes having it be too silly could or if you do too much, it could be a distraction in a way.
And I thought it was pretty classy the way that they foreshadowed that she was going to get killed by the knife. Like there's a couple things that they do, and the window in the back.
Yeah, the stained glass window with the knife in the back there.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. They did that. There's a couple of fun setups that they do. I mean, on the one hand, it could be seen as a little heavy-handed, maybe, but I thought that was pretty cool. They pretty much foreshadowed that she was gonna get a knife somewhere in her ass. Look, right in the back, right there. So they told us anyway ahead of time. Critics that heavily pan this, even though I'm criticizing this now, I think critics that heavily pan this, they really did fail to see how these movies would play out in the future, upon future viewings. Because I think with the right crowd, these movies are a lot of fun. Like I said, I saw a couple of them. I saw them in the theater, and I wouldn't go crazy over them. But if I saw them with the right crowd, they are fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, perfect for home viewership.
Yeah.
Which today we see have gone up. COVID, you could say COVID, whatever, technology, streaming, whatever, but people are probably staying home a little bit more and watching things, and these are perfect to do that with, man. You're at home getting stoned, drunk.
Mm-hmm. Friends over.
Yeah, you got friends over. Man, you're a teenager or a preteen. I mean, especially for some kids up there, if this is your first hardcore horror movie, then that's perfect for it right there. Mm-hmm. Slumber parties, just hanging, Halloween. No, these things, I think there's a reason why they're going strong. There's a reason why this is considered a classic. And I think that, I will say that that I'm probably not on the side of critics with this one.
Yeah.
There are the majority of critics that say that this is not that great. I think, no, is it great? Maybe not. You can argue that. But does it serve its purpose very well? Hell yeah.
Well, plus it's something so different, and it's a fun, original idea that mixes things up. That's one of the biggest things it's got going for it.
Yeah.
And why you would go, ooh, what's going to happen in the next one? And when you're watching them, even though you might go like, well, it's kind of schlocky, but it's still fun to see the setup and where the fake out is going to be.
That's it, the fake out. And that's what I love that they do that. Some people don't like that. That's fine. But a lot of people, there's a reason why, again, this is successful. And a lot of people really enjoy trying to guess what's going to happen. Like I said, the only thing I complain about with that is sometimes, not all the times, but sometimes, because as the movies went on, the kills got crazier.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
And they did start to pay off. And so with this one, if you didn't get it here, they got some that are really going there.
Yeah.
But it's not just about the kills either. I think that there's some things that they do that are pretty interesting with the story.
Especially at this time where like the concept is not fully developed as we know it today.
Well, Yeah, that's true. And like I said, I haven't followed the movies enough to know where the story has gone, or how they connect with each other. But
very loosely, I think, for the most part.
Okay.
Like I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think that the lead in this movie returns. Like he might be in the second one, but he's not in like the third, the fourth, and fifth.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I could see him being the second one. I know in one he made a cameo. Somebody was getting on a plane and you hear in the background somebody's going crazy, and it's Alex.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and they weren't connected at all. They were about to get on a plane to go to France. and throughout the movie, they set it up that they're going to France. And if you don't know, or you're just not thinking about it, you don't make the connection. And then he gets on the plane, you hear somebody, I gotta get off. And they just let it, just play in the background.
Uh-huh.
But they do other things that are pretty cool with the story in here and certain story elements. I think that there are good character-driven elements here. Like how Alex, for a moment, if you want to really think about it, just for a moment, he's kind of a hero. He saved at least a handful of lives on the plane.
Saved him for what, though?
But yeah, just delayed. But he didn't know that.
Right.
Everybody, everybody at the moment, for all they know, they had their lives saved by this guy. But it doesn't work out that way because he's been able to see the future somehow. Now he's ostracized by people whose family members did die.
Mm-hmm.
He's seen as a freak. He's scaring the shit out of people.
Don't talk to me. You scared the hell out of me.
Bitch.
Yeah, a teacher saying that to a student, crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're alive because of me.
Oh.
At least temporarily.
Well, not for long. I was right. That crazy.
That's the thing. Everybody who died on the plane went instantly without knowing what was happening.
Yeah. But again, nobody knew. Also, because no one has any proof of the supernatural here. No one, of course, believes in the supernatural, even though something supernatural is going on. I think they played that well because since no one knows it, now he's seen as a suspect. Like, you put that bomb on that plane. We know what you did. Right. And the police are hounding him too.
You said, listen to me. This plane will explode on takeoff.
It's a weird feeling.
Do you take any drugs?
I saw it.
And they're being easy right there, but as it goes on, they think he's obviously has something to do with other people's murders as people start dying. And I just thought that's a cool position to be in because, you start thinking at first, y'all are the lucky ones. It's a good thing you had that vision. And now he's like, I wish I stayed on that goddamn plane.
Right. Or just got off by myself and not said a word.
Yeah. And I like this character, man, because, he's cursed with knowing that his friends are going to die, but he can't help them because he doesn't know how. He's trying to figure out how to cheat death again. But the other thing is, some of them don't want his help. Some of them actually hate him for something that he didn't do. It really actually made me feel very bad for that character right there.
Sure.
Yeah,
You know what he needs, man.
I know.
He needs some of that better help.
You lingered too long. I was like, okay, why does he keep coming back to this?
We're talking about something.
Mars like Final Destination. He saw a vision of my ad come up.
Julian, come on, we gotta go.
I gotta get out of this show. And then you die later. No, people, we have to stop and give a word out to our sponsor right now, which is BetterHelp. If you're seeing visions of death ahead of time, it's probably causing you a lot of stress. It's probably wearing you. Of course, it's going to mess up your head. You need to talk to somebody. But also, even if you're not having those visions, let's just say you're just trying to get your life organized, trying to get your house straightened up. You're trying to get into a nice mind state so you can just achieve certain goals in your life. Maybe relationship problems. Anyway, a lot of people.
At me.
We've been arguing a lot lately. You and I, man. I just want us to be good again. So Martin, you need to join me and get some help.
Okay.
With BetterHelp.
Right.
And it's easier now because it's online. Online therapy is very convenient. One of the best places to start, if not the best place, is with BetterHelp. They are serving over 5 million people worldwide. So they know what they're doing. And as I said, you can easily switch your therapist at any time with no extra cost. And here's something that's going to put your mind at ease even more. Got this code here that gets you 10% off your first month if you put in betterhelp.com/doubletoasted. Again, that's betterhelp.com/doubletoasted. I want to thank BetterHelp for sponsoring this portion of the show, and y'all put my mind at ease, all you loyal toasties out there. So I want to thank you for your support. All right, back to our retro review. All right, let's see what we got here. I think the cast here is pretty good, man. As we said, it's Devin Sawa. And a lot of these people are very young. Devin Sawa, I think he was 21 at the time, around 21. I liked him because as the lead character here, he could be pretty funny at times. Also, at times, he could be very intense.
There's this pattern. There is a pattern for us all. There's a pattern for you. There is a pattern for you. There's a design for everyone.
You scared the shit out of him, actually. Later on, he was sitting up against the wall. He's like, yeah, I started to bleed that shit.
There were a couple of moments there where I almost believed him.
There's some people who were just getting their start in other movies in this that I didn't know were in it at the time. Just a year before this movie came out, Sean William Scott was setting up his character Stifler in American Pie.
Yeah.
And he's in this movie too. Forgot his character's name, but American Pie had just come out. So it was still early enough to where he wasn't living under that character's shadow just yet. Because, years later, he was kind of Stifler and everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Even though, that's all I could think about when I saw him there. I was like, wow, you're like a calm Stifler.
He's a goofier version of Stifler, man.
Way less horny.
Yeah, because Stifler is horny, Stifler, but still, he's kind of a cool guy. He's a party guy. He's still charismatic. This guy that he plays here, I love it.
Look at it.
Yeah, look, he's just a goofy man. I love him because he's a character who's so goofy. Like he barely passed his driver's license. Even the driving instructor, before any of this stuff happened, he said, "Boy, you're gonna die."
Hey, yeah. Well, anyways, he goes, "Young man, you're going to die at a very young age." Is that true?
He is great in this movie, man. He's and he has a big role in there, but I really enjoyed this. He brings a lot of humor to this movie right here. And the movie knows it. The director knows it. The script, I swear to you, they probably elaborate on his character a little bit more because he's so funny. There's a running gag in here where they got this character we'll talk about a little bit, Carter the bully. And for some reason, and he's not doing it on purpose, but he doesn't care. Carter's in his big ass muscle car and he's always almost hitting and killing this guy right here.
Oh.
Yeah, and doesn't care. Now, you think he'd get out and be like, "I'm sorry. Oh my God, you okay?" Like, nah. He was going over to Alex to beat Alex's ass. He just leaves in the middle of the street.
Oh.
But there's this running gag where every time he almost hits him, Sean William Scott, he's in the background. "Carter, you dick!"
When are you moving?
A couple weeks.
That's too
Carter,
bad.
you dick!
And he does it later in the movie.
Carter, you dick!
Yeah, you can only imagine how many times he said that to him that wasn't in the movie.
Yeah, even the beginning of the movie, I think when they get on the plane, he pushes him out the way. They're like, "Carter, you dick!" So I like the running gag with him in there, man. Like I said, the movie has a nice sense of humor that's kind of, in a sinister way, kind of smart too. Because the movie has some in-jokes in there that if you really think about it, they're kind of up. Like, I'll play this one for you,
Okay.
and you'll see what I'm talking about. John Denver.
Yeah.
John Denver died in a plane crash.
Yep.
So the movie, this dude's death talking about, hey, did he cheat death? We don't know. But I also understand the critics too.
Because it does veer into silly ass shit at some parts.
Oh, yeah, man. Listen, it might be a different kind of slasher movie. It might even have a physical slasher in it, but it's still a slasher movie. And, that means that, listen, that doesn't mean that a movie can't be a slasher movie and be intelligent. Scream. was that kind of movie.
Yeah.
Very smart film. And also a very classic formulated slasher movie. In fact, the characters in this movie, they were supposed to be adults, but the studio made them change the script.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, they made them change them to teenagers because of the success of Scream.
Oh.
And that really makes them feel like archetypes, like just cliched stereotypes.
That's exactly my complaint with this. I can see, I think the cast is excellent.
Was that Ali Larter is one of them?
Yeah, Ali Larter's in this. And I think that as far as their performances, I think the young cast here is pretty good, man. I think they're pretty excellent. But with the exception of Devon Sawa's character, Alex, there's nothing much to these characters.
No.
Like you said, some of these are types to a fault. So you have the character of Carter, the one that was almost killing Sean William Scott several times. There he is right there in the center of the screen. You can see what's that?
The bully, the greaser.
He's got bully face, he's got bully hair, he's got that bully Letterman jacket on. He's got a bully chain. Dude is he's a straight up dick, man. And like I say, drives a muscle car that he could care less about hitting somebody with. And the thing that listen, there's nothing wrong with a bully in a movie. There's nothing. The fact we like that, and there's nothing wrong with a stereotypical bully, but you got to have some sort of reasoning or context behind it to make the character better. Because Carter's just angry right off the bat. Carter's just mad. Like their teacher comes up, he's like, "Hey, all right, hey everybody," like, "What the you say?" Like he wants to beat the shit out the teacher.
Excusez-moi, écoutez. Qu'est-ce que c'est l'annonce?
What the fuck's he want?
Like, ease up, man.
Yeah, right.
Like he's constantly angry.
Yeah. I mean, acting like he doesn't know he's going to France and there's a French teacher.
Yeah, got a hot ass girl. He's going to France, got a muscle car. He's a good looking guy. What's wrong with you? Calm your ass down.
Who's this frog in charge? What is he saying?
Yeah. And when Alex is freaking out to get off the plane, look, I don't care how much of a bully you are. You're gonna be human at least one moment in your life. Be like, yo, dude, what's wrong, man? Maybe you might not be the nicest guy about it.
Yeah.
You might be a little forceful. Hey, what the hell is wrong with you, man? Come on, settle down. What's going on? No, he immediately wants to beat his ass. Like he gets like before they get off the plane, he's trying to start a fight.
Alex, qu'est-ce que c'est?
Because you didn't fucking play to explode! Shut up, Brownie.
You're so not funny.
This is your idea of a joke. Crap, I was idiots. Let's go, Roman. Let's go.
I don't know.
That scene is crazy. Like all these people are running around. There's actually a really good stunt in that scene too.
Well, I'll look at it a little bit, but yeah, this that's what I'm saying. I don't know what this dude's problem is.
Yeah.
I mean, is he roided out or something? That's the thing. They don't say.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
just a bully and mad.
Yeah.
That's all.
And just looking for a reason to fight somebody.
Yeah. Again, calm your ass down, man.
There's the protagonist. I need to create a problem for him.
Also, they need to have a quick way for him to get off the plane.
Yeah.
So let's just start a fight for no reason. Why? Because I'm a bully. So yeah, that was kind of wild right there.
Sean William Scott in the background watching. Look at that dick.
Carter, you're a dick.
It seemed like Carter didn't want to go on his trip.
No, he wants to go because he wants to go beat up some French people. Frogs. But
My mom's making me go.
Allie Carter, you're right. Allie Larter, she's in this movie. She was on Lost. Is that what it was?
No. She's on Landman right now, but she was in that Beyonce movie with Idris Elba.
That was her?
Yeah.
Oh, she was the one?
Yeah.
She was the white devil trickster.
She was on Heroes.
She was Heroes. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
I'm getting all my damn fantasy island shows and stuff. Yeah, that's right. She was the one that's trying to get that black penis.
Yeah.
Why would I not remember that? That movie's amazing.
Right.
Amazingly terrible.
Well, she's blonde most of the time you see her.
Yeah. Well, she was good in this. She's so good, though, that I think that they don't use her character enough. She's there for, since Alex is being so shunned and people are being freaked out by him in the community, they need to give him someone to talk to. And so, while they give him this girl, why not just make this sort of a love interest, which just kind of happens out of nowhere. Like, I can't tell what's going on with her. Like, I can't tell if she's some new age chick, some hippie type chick. Hell, it's like Charlie Brown. You don't even see her parents.
Oh.
I don't even know if she lives with parents.
Yeah.
But, because she talks to him and got off the plane without, because she just said, oh, I think he's right. all of a sudden that means that there's a connection
Mhm.
and an attraction between us.
4 years of high school, we haven't said one word to each other. At that moment on the plane, I felt what you felt. I know because I can still feel you.
Yeah, you're crazier than me.
Yeah.
Shit.
Look at her, she must be holding this dick or something. I can still feel you. Yeah, I keep feeling.
Yeah.
Keep going.
I was going to try to hook up with you, but now I'm thinking better of it.
We're about to die anyway, so just finish the job.
Yeah, they just dump some exposition. Go like, we've known each other for a long time. You remember that, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly it. It's just kind of like, that's why I say it feels forced.
Yeah.
They haven't had any kind of real history together, but now we got to get them together quick. And it's like, well, since we're doing supernatural shit, I can feel you. And that's not I was like, come on, man, that's not the right frame to be saying that shit.
I don't need this right now.
So I think and somebody said her father died. I remember him saying that. I just didn't know if she lived with any adult because she's driving him out to a cabin in the woods that her father owned and all. She's building shit in the garage, weird art and stuff. And it's like, is it anybody?
Her character feels very strange. Like they imply that like they've been driving to school for a long time, but there's a lot of details about her that I thought were weird. Like when they drop her off at one point, they show her she was going to go on a trip for 10 days to France. They drop her off. She's got a bag like this big. It's like, that's it. This tiny little suitcase.
She probably hadn't picked it up from luggage.
Maybe
luggage
she checked her a bit.
Or her bags probably blew up on the plane, I guess.
She ain't got no bags no more. Yeah, her bags over there, down there. I think some other problems with this, potentially. I was saying it's a little heavy-handed. I think they, do a lot of things to like kind of wink at death in the beginning. Like we know this is about death, killing people, but they gotta again give a lot of foreshadowing. They even got to say little corny lines.
Live it up, Alex. You got your whole life ahead of you.
Not really.
And then it cuts to him making a really dumb face.
Yeah. Again, I thought it was so it was one thing for the water to follow Todd when he's about to die. I can get that because it could still look like an accident if you come in and see it. Now that if you haven't seen the movie, there's a little bit of story that explains why water probably shouldn't be there. But for me, the whole purpose of this movie, or the whole thing that makes this movie so different and so cool, is that it does look like, well, it's obviously supernatural stuff, but for anybody else, maybe even to yourself, it just looks like it's an everyday freak occurrence. The accident itself does not feel supernatural. That's what makes it scary. So the water trips up Todd, as you can see with his feet right here and everything, and look what happens after Todd dies. Well, my job here is done. It creeps on back to the toilet. I think it flushes itself. I thought that was a little silly looking myself for a movie that pretty much says like anything could be a freak occurrence.
Right.
And all of a sudden this water's just creeping back over to the faucet.
Right.
Nah.
Right. To the point of like, well, maybe it's not supernatural. Maybe these things are just happening to these people.
Exactly.
And then you see this, you go like, all right.
Oh, yeah, come on. Yeah, water going right back where it came from, reversing the film and shit.
Maybe the foundation of the house is uneven.
No,
it's
hell
just
no.
rocking back.
Wow, did it just start leaning after you killed Todd?
His weight in the tub.
No. You sillier than that water right there. You need to be hanging out with that water.
Me and that water are boys.
Y'all are. The deaths are cool, but there's one character, Sean William Scott, man. It's just a personal thing with me. There's a couple personal things here with me that I don't like. It might not bother anybody else. I don't like it when a death is too telegraphed.
Yeah.
A person sits up there and the framing is still.
Yeah.
They're talking too long for some reason. You know what's about to happen.
You're dead! You're dead! And you ain't taking me with you!
So I mean, you know, that long pause, repeating, "You're dead, you're dead." You know, they monologuing too long.
Sure.
While there's obviously something going on in the background that's gonna kill you.
Yeah, and before that, they like have a random shot of just a sharp piece of metal. It's like, oh, I wonder if that's going to come into play.
Yeah, that was one where the death was cool, but it was just kind of like, okay, now we know what's going to happen. Let's keep it, you know, let's go ahead, let's keep this moving. Because unlike the other deaths where they set up this elaborate stuff, like you said,
just simple.
Yeah, you're right. Here's a piece of metal. We know what's going to happen.
It's a good effect, though. It looks really cool.
No, actually, I thought it was great. No, I'm not complaining too much. Like I said, I just wish they had sped that up a little bit. I made it more surprising. Here's something that, a long time ago, this was a trope that got people. It got me the first time, and it wasn't even in a horror movie. Mm-hmm. And after, I don't know, maybe this was first. I don't know which one was first, but I've seen this trope that I'm about to show you. The first time I saw it was in a comedy for me. It worked at one time. After that, I was like, okay, this is stupid. You can see where it's going right here in this shot.
I'm moving on, Carter. And if you want to waste your life beating the shit out of Alex every time you see him, then you can just drop fucking dead.
I wonder why she's standing in the middle of the street so long.
Is a car going to come along?
Oh, no, Martin, you're wrong.
Yeah.
A bus! Listen, if you can't see a big-ass bus coming your way, you deserve to die.
You would hear it, if nothing else, if you didn't look at it.
Like that bus jumped out from behind a bush or something.
Right. And the bus didn't step on his brakes at all?
No, kept on going.
I got stops to hit, all right? I'm sorry.
There's nobody out there, so why would there even be a bus?
Like let's look how clear this is.
Yeah.
You would hear the bus coming. People would be seeing that bus like, girl, get out the street.
Yeah.
She ain't that captivating what she's saying where everybody can't see a bus coming. That bus jumped out like a tiger.
Beating the shit out of Alex every time you see him, then you can just drop fucking dead.
He does kind of roar.
Yeah. Roar. It's like, yeah, that bus jumped out and mugged her or something. Like, come on, man. It was something that a lot of people did back in the day. Today, it's very tired.
To me, it's the vehicle that comes out of nowhere is so tired to me.
Yeah, because it's stupid. I mean, the first time I saw it, it was in a comedy, so that made sense.
Yeah,
I see it in other things now. I'm like, I see it in dramas.
Yeah,
I see it in things where they're taking things seriously. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, man, stop this because it makes no sense.
Especially now the whole thing is the camera's in the car on the driver, and then suddenly they pass a crosswalk and just out of nowhere the car comes in and T-bones them.
Yeah, there's no reason why somebody wouldn't stop on their brakes, and if they are looking down their phone or looking down on the seat or something or eating, the person should at least hear the car coming.
Yeah.
So here's where we get into an interesting conversation, and then you guys can bring up some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the biggest things the movie is known for, the great Tony Todd,
right?
The Candyman himself. So the movie, as we said, it doesn't have an actual physical entity that's murdering people as an antagonist. He's the closest thing that we get to that here, because he's not killing people, but he's kind of like death's spokesman.
Sure.
And even though he's not killing people, man, it's scary. Just kind of the way he's just looking at you with such intensity.
The risk of cheating the plan could incite a fury that could terrorize even the Grim Reaper.
Shit, they ran out. Crazy. So this is not a criticism. This is more of a question for both of you. In this movie, is he a magical, mystical? Like, what the hell you think? Well, you don't get no more mystical than this right here.
Yeah.
This man is death's spokesperson.
Yeah,
hell yeah, he's magical and mystical.
Yeah.
And he's, of course,
although he doesn't, well, I was going to say he's not helping, but is he helping? He's giving them information to...
Well, no, he is helping. That's the thing. So here's the deal with the magical mystical. They usually have some sort of supernatural sense to themselves, or some sort of foresight. Some other, even if it's in movies where there's no supernatural, there just seems to be this other sense about them that they know something more than the other people know.
They're more in tuned with common sense or old folky wisdom. that complicated white people can't really figure out.
Yeah. And also he's there to help mainly the all white cast.
Yeah, and has no life outside of serving these people.
Yeah. No, his ass don't go home. The only reason I bring that up is because, and again, not a complaint, it's just the way it was at the time. There are no other really black characters in there, except for your man who's very light skinned. Maybe there's some colorism at play.
Yeah.
But if you notice in the movie that like they have darker skinned blacks here, and they are all in the background.
Sure.
Yeah, like there's a funeral scene here. They made sure to put them all in the background. Don't you sit there and say a goddamn word. Except for this one girl. She said, "Oh, y'all gonna notice me."
As each day passes without a determining cause.
Look at him looking at her looking at him.
Oh yeah.
It's almost like I'm sure the director told her to do that because everybody's weird about him. But it looks like he said something to her earlier that she didn't like. But I think, again, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I always say this. There are certain things that you see that have gotten better today, and back then, a lot of movies, you had a lot of casts where, a lot of these, in certain cities, New York was pure white or black, depending on what demographic the movie was for. A lot of cast members were like either they didn't have any friends of color or they had that one token.
Yeah.
So this is just how it is. If you were a dark skinned person, probably,
I'm surprised they had that many.
Yeah, if you weren't, unless you were in Soul Plane or a drama or something that was oriented towards a black audience. If you were in a movie with all white cast, sit your ass in the back. Again, exceptions for that, but that's just a sign of the times right there. It was of its time. Also, I don't know if characters could be as Julian pointed this out. These are very, very sexist characters right here. I don't know if they could get away with saying some of the things that they said back then.
When did this come out?
2000.
No, they couldn't.
No. Because
that's all you need to know.
One character says, "Man, before I died, I knew I should have felt that girl up." You can't say that shit today.
I knew I should have felt up Tammy in the pool that time.
You will not be getting away with that today, unless there was a very, very, very good reason to do it. But just joking about it, the mainstream movies,
you wouldn't have a throwaway line about molesting someone.
No, hell no, no, in a swimming pool, nonetheless. I had to laugh at one of these. A chase scene in here. So the police jump out the car to go after Alex. How does Alex get away?
Oh no!
Look at this.
He's eventually getting away.
Hey, stop! You see him?
Is that a canoe? Shoot him! Shoot a hole in the boat at least.
He's kind of out there now. Nothing we can do.
Look at him. Why you? We'll get you yet, Alex. Death will take care of you, son.
That was the thing that was missing the most explanation. I was like, all right, getting in a canoe like that is not easy. Like, it would have been funny to see him trip into the water or something like that.
Yeah, even Death is like, man, this is too easy. I ain't gonna, this is just stupid.
Hey, but Death was like, let's see where this goes.
I'll let him reach the other end and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I was expecting on the canoe to get a close-up of a bolt shaking or like a crack in the paddle or something.
Right.
You see Death on the side putting piranha in the water. He's got a gun. Shoot a hole in the boat. I think that's a producer too. Of one of the producers of the movie right there.
Oh, really? I see that actor and stuff all the time.
Yeah, he's married to the teacher character, I believe.
Okay.
I believe, y'all. Don't quote me on that. Just looking up these characters, saw that was the case, I think.
He was on Lost. I think his name was Ernst. He got blowed up.
But I did it good, by golly. Let me see here. What are you going to say?
No, I mean, depends what you want to bring up.
No, it depends on what you want to bring up. I'm done.
Okay. The only thing that we didn't mention, before the plane explodes, there's this really awesome shot of like this guy just hurls himself down like the aisle of the airplane, and it looked like it hurt.
Huh.
It's a great stunt. I don't know if you'll be able to find it. I didn't have a timestamp for it.
I don't have a timestamp.
But the explosion of that airplane is really well done, and it's a cool sequence.
Man,
as unbelievable as it is.
Well,
ripple effects of that explosion.
You know, that's one of the things that people were talking about with the movie when it came out. People were saying, hey, man, that movie has an amazing opening. Yeah, at the beginning of the movie, if you've seen it, you know what we're talking about. First of all, this is a ragged ass plane.
Is it Southwest?
Man, you don't need no. This is like budget.
Spirit.
This is like budget Spirit.
Okay.
This plane is just as ragged as can be, man. Like you don't need no visions to know this plane's gonna go down.
Did you really think we're gonna titty fuck him over Greenland? You know, because of you, I gotta sit here and watch fucking Stuart Little.
You should have seen him getting on the plane. Getting on the plane, he was looking down. You could see where it was rickety and shaking.
That hurt.
Look at all rusty.
Well,
you can see where the plane is falling apart before it even flies.
you don't even need a special vision to
Well, that's
know
what I
it's
said.
going
You
to
don't need a
explode.
vision to see it.
It's like, does everybody see this?
Yeah, your vision is your eyes. You see the shit is falling apart. But but when it goes down, man, yeah, it's a great effect. I remember people telling me about this movie years ago when it came out. Everybody was talking about the plane crash. So what's effective about this is that it makes you not want to fly.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Mark said, hell yeah.
And what's crazy about it is when we were originally going to review this, you're like, yeah, I'll watch it on the plane. I was like, all right, have a good time with that.
What the hell was I thinking?
Yeah.
Oh man, I would be freaking out. Like if the plane didn't take off yet and I was watching this, I would be like him. Oh, your ass is gone. What are you gonna do if you do grab him? Oh, ragged ass seats went up easy.
You know, if you had seen this and start screaming like that, everybody who's seen the movie would have got off with you.
Yeah.
And then a week later, we all be dead. I got a question for you, because I'm going to ask him because you already said this. You can chip in with this. Well, you know, I'll ask you first and then ask you, Martin, since you have an answer. You already gave me the answer, but I'll ask anyway.
Okay.
Well, I'm just telling what you said. You don't think a movie like this could be made today?
No, this is pre 9/11. You know, there's no way that you could put in the marketing of your movie. Look at this airplane explode. No way.
Yeah.
And yes, 1 year before 9/11 is what people are saying in the chat.
Ooh.
What do you think, Martin?
I don't know. I mean, we're sort of past that now. People are willing to do, like, not airplanes crashing into buildings. I think that's never going to be a thing.
Yeah.
But just the airplane exploding.
Well, think about this. They did it, and it was cold-blooded. They did it in The Boys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it was cold where they did it, too, because they showed you all the children.
Now would be a bad time just because all these planes are actually crashing.
Yeah.
and it's got everybody nervous about flying. So, yeah, I mean, I think there was a window recently where you could have done this. Right now, not so much.
And also that scene that you're talking about, which is a good example, but that's basically evil Superman knocking a plane out of the sky.
Yeah.
People. I don't know, man. Martin, you got anything to add? You think because you hadn't seen this in a while, you get a chance to watch it again.
It's been a good while. It's fun to see what's good about it and what's not so good about it. I'm looking forward to the new one just because I think, man, the core of this is so fun and smart. And it just takes somebody who's really dedicated to keeping that and going like, who's like, I'm going to make this really good. I know it's been wrong with these other ones, and this is going to be the one. Yeah. And it's right there. It can be done easily.
Yeah.
If you have a director who's inspired, who really thinks about their ideas, this is like just a playground for whatever you want.
Yep.
Yeah. Here's your man right here. Here he comes.
Oh shit!
Bouncing all over the place. That guy got hurt.
They tossed his old ass all around that out, didn't they? Wow.
And it's cool to see how they shot that because it is on a set like it was a half-opened airplane, and it looks real the whole time.
Yeah.
Like there's a very realistic, ominous feeling to the whole beginning. Even though it's 25 years old, it still feels like how it does to go to the airport.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, this is my first time watching it. Like I said, I don't really side with the critics that say that this is bad. I mean, flaws, yeah, definitely. Are there certain things that they could improve on character-wise? Yeah, but I mean, listen, it's such a clever concept that I think that it still holds up. Thin on character, but it makes up for that with humor, and the cast is pretty good, even when they're not that fleshed out. So yeah, you know, if I was to rate this today, I'd give it a matinee. I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I'd give it a high matinee just because I think the ending is so fun. Like that's where like the concept is really fully realized, where it is like something knocks this over and then it breaks this and then something rolls off this and knocks something over, cuts a rope, you know?
Yeah. I'll probably try to watch part 2. I think I've seen part 2, but I don't remember. I don't remember which ones I've seen at this point. I know I watched the last one, 5 that came out, and I had fun with that. So yeah. So we'll see, man, what the new one's going to be like. I hope it's a lot of fun, but I like this. What would you, man, do you remember what you gave it at the time or what you would give it?
I don't even remember if I liked it at the time.
Yeah. I remember if it came out in 2000, we were doing Real Deal at the time. Yeah. I don't think they gave us a screening of this at the time.
You don't think so?
Nah. I remember there was some movies that we weren't getting screenings for, and I remember I think this is one of them.
Well, especially with the horror movies.
Yeah. People are saying watch 2 and 3. Those are the best ones.
Yeah, so 2 is really great.
So 4 must be the one that everybody hates.
That's the NASCAR one, I think.
Okay.
That's the one that wheel went upside that girl's head.
Yeah, some people don't like the third. I think that people differentiate which ones they like and which ones they don't. But the second one is considered the best. This one, though, I'd give it a high matinee. I think it's really fun. There's a lot of cool stuff in there.
No, it's fun. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Or would you look at that? You made it to the end of the video. That means you really like us. So just go ahead and press that like button and subscribe while you're at it. And check out our other channels, our social media like Instagram, TikTok, and our Patreon where we have new stuff coming up all the time. And we'll see you on the next video.